Chief Lamoria of the Scarborough Fire Department. The purpose of today's video is to introduce the Humat hydrant valve, which the Scarborough Fire Department will be implementing as a standard practice in our water supply operation. The Humat valves will be mounted on the rear step in a manner that won't require us to climb up on the apparatus to lay out our hose. With this, we can pull this Humat valve off, and the supply line's already pre-connected, and we can make the connection on our hydrant. The use and operation of this valve is really very simple. On this side, we have a 4.5-inch female coupling, which is attached to the steamer port of the hydrant. On the other side is a male 4.5-inch, which is the same as the hydrant steamer connection. Normally, we will have our standard adapter for 4.5-inch steamer to 4-inch stores already connected to this port. On the bottom, you'll see two stores connections, 4-inch stores connections. Notice that one's red, that's the fire end. Normally, we will have our supply line already connected to that. On the other side is a blue. This is the water supply line where the engine that's supplementing the line will pump into. The only operating valve on the Humat is a quarter-turn butterfly valve. And all this does is divert the water from going automatically to the supply line to opening it up and supplying the engine, which will boost the pressure. So the Humat valve also has a handle with a holder for the hydrant wrench already built in. That can be stored in there as a matter of practice, and then when we need it, we pull it out. That's a quick review of the valve and its operation. In order to see the true benefits, let's compare the way that we're doing it today and then how this can be done with the Humat valve. Here we see our firefighter approaching the hydrant to dress it in a normal manner. He brings the large diameter hose along with the hydrant bag up to the hydrant. The first step is to flush the hydrant by taking off the steamer port. This has to be done to flush the debris out of the hydrant. Next, the firefighter is required to shut the hydrant down, take the 2.5 caps off of the hydrant, and place the 2.5-inch hydrant valves on each side of the hydrant. This is needed so that if another line is taken off the hydrant, we don't have to shut it down, or to drain the hydrant when we're finished with the supply line. Here the firefighter connects the large diameter hose and charges this hydrant. This has been edited for time, but this evolution took just over 3 minutes to complete. In this scene, we see the firefighter utilizing the Humat valve. The Humat valve is brought to the hydrant, and the steamer port is taken off and the hydrant flushed again. Once this is done, the Humat valve will be attached directly to the steamer port without the need to remove or apply 2.5-inch hydrant valves. The firefighter places a Humat valve onto the hydrant and starts to charges the line when called for. This evolution, although edited for time, took just under 2 minutes to complete. Here we see an arriving engine at the hydrant. In this instance, if the hydrant was not charged, the firefighter would follow the previous steps of connecting the Humat valve to the hydrant and charging the supply line. Once the engine is positioned at the hydrant, place the pump in gear and place wheel chocks appropriately. The operator will roll out the first 30-foot pony section of large diameter hose and connect it to the master intake valve of the engine. The other end of this line gets connected to the front port of the Humat valve. Care must be taken in operating the butterfly valve. The correct way is to crack it open just enough so water starts to inflate the hose. While this is filling up, the operators will stretch the second pony section, and this will go from a pumper discharge to the inlet on the Humat valve, marked in blue. Then we can open up the butterfly valve, allowing water to go into the intake of the engine. Once the lines are connected, the pump operator will charge the supply line and slowly bring the pressure up to the required amount, being careful that we never charge large diameter hose over 180 psi. Once the assist pumper is no longer needed, the pump operator can close the butterfly valve on the Humat, which will allow the hydrant to continue to supply the line to the seam. Shutting down the water supply system, the firefighter closes the hydrant completely and then very carefully opens the butterfly valve on the Humat to drain the system. I want to thank you for watching this video. We'll be doing multiple training sessions on the operation of this, and if you have any questions, please see your officer.